The Hat Tricks back at work here at the Danbury Ice Arena ahead of their two-game series against the Watertown Wolves, a home and home this Friday and Saturday. Now joined by Conor McCollum, the Hat Tricks goaltender, and some company, two other Hat Tricks goaltenders. Andrew LoRusso off my back shoulder, and off Conor's shoulder is Frankie McClendon. I'll say, gentlemen and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us here in the Hat Tricks Lounge. What can you say about that kind of win where you get an 8-round shootout, you prevail 1-0 in that, and you get the first win over the Binghamton Black Bears, the reigning Commissioner's Cup champs?
I mean, it's always nice when you go into Binghamton's barn and you can get points out of that and get a win. Ultimately, though, we had a 3-1 lead, so we're going to work on touching up and getting those solid 3 points and stuff, but it's definitely a good feeling when you beat the Black Bears.
Whatever it takes, and you mentioned the importance of touching up, particularly this week in practice as you take on another juggernaut in this Empire division in the Watertown Wolves. And going back to that game, I want to get your perspective as well, because you guys have also seen starts in the net this season. So, Frankie, I mean, what did you see as Conor eked out the win and got 36 saves in 39 tries?
Well, I mean, I think the team played overall amazing, but I mean, we have a #1 goalie here who led the league in wins last year, and you can see it in practice and you see it in games. He competes his bag off, and he's a great goalie. So we're all confident he's going to win games for us, he's going to steal games for us, but that goes for all three of us as well.
Now, LoRusso, I mean, for you particularly, and Conor, it seems like he's a good friend to you, someone who can mentor you as he's been in Danbury for a couple of seasons now. I mean, what do you believe is most recognizable about that kind of performance?
Man, oh man, I mean, obviously he killed it, right? And, it's an honor and a privilege to play alongside two veterans. You learn a lot. Obviously, like Frankie just said, he killed it last year, right? He was a great goaltender, and he has a successful career so far, and many more years to come, right? So, just being here and being alongside them and seeing how he played last weekend, and he killed it as well versus Watertown. It's great to see what they do and to learn, as I go and as I grow. So it's an opportunity, it's a privilege for sure to be alongside these guys.
It's those kinds of marquee performances that I think warrant either Wingstop or perhaps even TKs if you want to go more locally. Who paid for dinner afterward? I'm curious to know.
Was it Coach Voidy? I want to say maybe it was Coach.
I think it's Coach, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. So, Conor, going back to you as you go into this important weekend against Watertown. You already faced them last week, and albeit a win didn't come out of it, what do you believe is a strength of yours now that you got the chance to see Watertown and you can use that going forward into this weekend?
I think it's definitely tough when you're starting the year and you're facing a new team and new players and everything like that. So we've kind of seen what they're doing. We're watching video now, and we're going to kind of tweak some stuff out, but we're really confident that we can beat these guys, especially at home, and we're really looking forward to the weekend. So, yeah.
How about you? What do you think is going to be key going into Watertown?
We're just going to keep putting shots on their goalie. I don't think we really tested him that much, but we just need to play our game simple. And like you saw, we had both games, we had leads and we lost it, so we just need to touch on that to secure more 3 points,
Anything from you on your end?
Man, oh man, exactly what these guys said, right? It's just keeping it simple. We have, like we mentioned earlier, we have full confidence in the team in front of us, and we're excited to see what happens this weekend.
Now, what's interesting that we just heard from Matt Voidy is that as he's filled this new general manager role, he seems to be balancing reps a lot. How empowering is it to know that you get to share reps, but you also get really meaningful chances against division opponents like Binghamton and Watertown this weekend?
I'm very fortunate to be back here, and especially with these guys with me and stuff like that. And we really pushed each other at practice, and seeing these guys on the bench too, we always kind of keep it loose and keep focused too at the same time. But I'm really fortunate, and we're managing to balance it out and stuff like that. It's really good so far.
This is a really good power play scoring team, but it's also one that relied on a lot of even strength goals and then one shorthanded from Chase to take that win against Bingo on Saturday. What stands out to you most from these first 7 games as you have a unique perspective on the ice playing between the pipes?
I think we have a really special team. We have a lot of guys that are returning from last year, and we think we deserved way better, and we definitely deserved way better, and we have an opportunity this year to kind of prove that we belong back at the top. So it's going to be an interesting couple months while we try to prove it and climb to the top again.
What are the biggest things you're seeing in practice this week here at the Danbury Ice Arena as you prepare to host Watertown for the first of 2 Friday?
Just the boys are pumped. We were on the road last weekend, and we just can't wait to be home in front of the fans and stuff. And yeah, it's no place like home, right? So, yeah.
It's probably the most electric atmosphere, perhaps a little bit biased, but arguably one of the best barns in the Empire Division. I'd like to also ask for what you have to say about what Johnny had said last week with how everything has begun to come together since the end of training camp. In what aspects do you think the team has developed on the most as you've gotten 7 games under your belt now?
I think it's tough at the beginning of the year. Like, there's a lot of guys that are coming down, getting called up and stuff like that, and there's a lot of new guys, new pieces, and we got to kind of fit together and bring it back together. But we've definitely had a couple weeks now under our belts where we're bonding more as a team. We're learning more as a team with videos and stuff like that in practices. So we're getting closer and closer as the weeks move on and stuff like that, and that's going to translate to the game too. So.
How much of luxury do you think the physicality has been for this team, albeit at a cruise and some minors, a couple of majors as well, but what do you think is the biggest thing and the advantage that creates against teams that are also going to have the enforces they have and try and take advantage on man advantages?
I mean, that's Danbury hockey, right? That's what we want to play, especially at home, that we bring the physicality. I think it was Corey Anderson that was saying that we want people to look at the calendar and say, oh man, we're playing Danbury because of that physicality that we bring and because of the aggression that we have and stuff like that. We want it to be hard every single night for those guys. So,
as a takeaway to go off of Saturday's win against Binghamton, to prepare for this week's matchup against Watertown, 2 of them, as a matter of fact, what is it like actually having to stop shot after shot from some of the best goal scorers in the league, and Gavin Yates and Tyson Kirkby as well?
It's just kind of another day in the office kind of thing where, every day is just a fun playing hockey and stuff like that. And I just try to keep loose. And I don't know, I look over at these guys and they keep me up spirit. This is why we play, right? So, yeah, I just enjoy it every day.
Another thing that Johnny had said last week was the importance of defense winning championships that can yield to a lot of early season wins, try and get ahead in the division and not let Watertown or Binghamton get too much of a jump on this crew, which seems to be really cohesive. What is the biggest message this week in practice as you take on Watertown twice?
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head where it's we got to focus on defense. They're a bit scrambly in their structure and stuff, that we got to focus on our structure to make sure we're in position to win the game and stuff. But as long as we're doing our job, they won't be doing theirs, and yeah, we'll be fine.
What are you each hearing from Matt, also Johnny, Gonzo? I know they're not in as much this week, but just going into this pivotal matchup where you want to take at least one of 2 to get an advantage in the division.
Yeah, I mean, just like Conor said, it's system based this weekend, right? They're a little all over the place, and we noticed that. They love to shoot the puck from all over the place, but if we stick to our systems and keep it simple, then looking for a couple points. So.
And Frankie.
Yeah, no, these 2 hit it on the head there. They're not really a system-based team, but as long as we can take game 1 here at home, it can give us that momentum for game 2. And we want to look at taking away 6 points, not 3 points or anything like that. 6 points is going to be huge, and you can't win the championship early on in the season, right? We want to build off of it. Every game, every shift, every save that we make, we want to just keep building and building to the end of the season going into playoffs, right?
And LoRusso just mentioned how important it is to be prepared for the different angles that they find on the ice, whether it's shorthanded or even on the even strength goals they can find. Is there, is there a particular trait that they also bring that you feel is important to prepare for?
They're definitely a unique team compared to Binghamton and stuff like that. They really push for the offense. I think if we just are all on the same page, we're communicating, we know where those guys are that are looking for the offense and stuff, and we're on the same page, we should be fine. We're sticking to our structure. So, yeah, I think we're going to be good.
Should be an electric matchup as the Hat Tricks take on the Watertown Wolves twice this week, but on Friday here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Puck drop is set for 7:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. Gentlemen, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.